So last week on Knights of the Roll Table.
Gravely, Maya, Coach, xXBloodyHeart, and Saeleas, you are all gathered in the front room of the McIntyre's cottage.
Our mission is to shut this portal. Difficulty being we can't get to it, and we don't know how to close it.
I can do it. And there is Sindel. I can close the portal.
All we can do is make sure that we help you and try to keep you as safe as we can.
There's basically a giant fortress of black walls, and around the black walls, there's a moat of lava.
Very well. Send the girl in first.
Perhaps we could get control of the gnolls.
I think that's an extraordinarily bad idea.
And then standing between you and the two giant doors are a whole bunch more fire gnolls, but they're just like standing, staring forward blankly. All of those gnolls that were standing lifelessly start to wake up. Hopefully the recap was good, so I don't even know how to explain what's going on right now.
It's going to be good.
The current situation, in the past roughly minute, you guys have scrambled into the Fortress of Fire with a battle going on outside where the militia of the town of Respite is just barely holding their own against the fire army led by salamanders, which you guys roughed up on the way in by sneaking through some sheep that are not there anymore because Maya is not focusing on them.
The sheep has served its purpose.
Yeah, no, you got a lot of mileage out of the sheep. Mm-hmm. You did discover about 40 gnolls that were just sort of like standing at attention, not responding to anything. So Saeleas and xXBloodyHeart worked their way through there and established they didn't seem to be a threat and examined the door over there. But now that Maya and Coach have thunderstepped down from the battlements, they all appear to be waking up. So
Good.
now, as a DM, I was not really expecting this scenario to play out. So let's see how this goes, shall we? Let's roll initiative, everybody.
Oh.
All right, so our initiative order is Saeleas with 19, Maya with 16, Sora with 15, xXBloodyHeart with 13, Gravely with 7, Sora with 2, and 40 gnolls who rolled a 13, so they would come right after Sora. We did not mention in the epic conclusion of last episode that Sora and Sindel were up there almost in the radius of Thunderstep, but it's only a 10-foot radius, so it probably would have just missed them. They are closest to whatever is going on up there. Now, all of these gnolls are just sort of like waking up, looking groggy, tired, kind of like coming into consciousness. So I'm going to give everybody one round before the gnolls act. What do you want to do? Saeleas is up.
All right, Saeleas.
Amidst them. Also, there's that little magma dude.
Yeah, but I think, but he ducked out of sight, right? I can't see him right now.
Can't currently see him. He might be feeling more confident.
I can't imagine why.
Was when you hit him with the magic missiles.
All right, Saeleas is going to cast. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm going to say Aganazar's Scorcher. Aganazar's Scorcher.
I would say Aganazar, but now that you don't know, I realize I don't really know. So
we're going to
roll with this.
Aganazar's Scorcher.
All right,
Aggie Scorch.
Since I know that xXBloodyHeart is somewhere over there, I don't want to aim at him. So this is it's 30 feet long and 5 feet wide. So I'm going to aim where I can hit the most gnolls without hitting anybody that I care about, including Steve.
All right. Well, you're roughly in the middle. You're both roughly in the middle, so there's probably 20 to either side. You probably can't catch all of them.
Oh yeah.
But you could probably cast. Is this a cone or a?
It is
beam?
a line of roaring flame, 30 feet long and 5 feet wide.
Wow. I'll say you could probably catch 10 of them in that.
Okay. I will aim at 10 then. So they have to make dexterity saving throws.
So 10 gnolls are hit, and their saving throw was 13.
That is below my DC. Cool. All right, so then that's they're going to take 3d8 fire damage, 18 damage. So Saeleas will go, Agonazar Scorcher! And, like, point at them.
They are fire gnolls, so they don't seem quite as damaged by the fire,
Did
but
you
they
forget
are
we were
all
in
hit.
a world of lava?
Yes!
Maybe a scorching spell isn't what we need.
Look, he only knows so many spells.
I don't have water. I don't have
they-
Agonazar's wetness or whatever it would be.
I don't like that.
Nobody wants that.
Moist.
Moistness!
Oh.
So they're all hit, and they are all more on fire, and they seem to be injured by it, but they are
It
not
strengthens them.
destroyed. Do you want to go in a direction?
Can I do that without enduring an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, they're not reacting right now.
All right, I'll go over by. Steve's closer to the door, right? Sorry, xXBloodyHeart is over by the door. I'll go up to the door.
The inner door, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go towards the door.
Okay. So you're going behind all of them.
Yes.
Cool. Maya.
Maya is going to hold out her hand, and in it will appear her little weasel familiar,
Bill.
Mr. Bill. And she's going to tell him, go up there, help them get the thing so they can control the gnolls. And she's going to send him up the stairs. And if you will allow me to do that.
So he was in your hat, yes? We've established he was in your hat.
Yeah, of course.
So he'll, crawl down out there. You want him to crawl up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And head upstairs.
Okay, all right. So Bill scurries up the stairs. I don't know what Bill's range of motion is. Do you have weasel
He's
stats?
a weasel, so let me take a look here.
Weasel stats.
30 feet is his speed, according to Fight Club 5.
Okay, and you're telling him to do what? Help the people with the
Run
thing?
upstairs. Just help them get control of the thing that controls the other thing. It's really specific, Zach. I don't
Okay.
see why you're not following this.
Weasel makes it up the stairs towards Sora and Sindel, who are up that staircase. They are now closest to whatever's going on up there. And now Bill is up there. Mm-hmm. Telling Bill what to do would be probably a free action.
Okay.
So does Maya want to do something?
Can I just ready an action, and when the gnolls wake up and start to attack us, I'd like to be prepared to rush into them and sword burst around myself to take out his... But I want to wait until they actually attack us.
I mean, they're waking up right now.
But like they haven't
You could
attacked us. Like I don't know if they are actually
Just moral
angry or
issues
if
right
maybe
now.
maybe they will decide to help us. But I will be ready to mess up some gnolls if I, need
lit
to.
10 of them on fire.
I think the die has been cast.
Literally.
Yeah. All right. So you can ready sword burst for when gnolls attack, and Sora. That brings us to Sora and Sindel, who will take initiative collectively. And Sora rushes up onto the front battlement and looks down at the situation, sees the battle going on where the militia is not holding up great against the fire army, but the salamanders are. So she's able to see, and you might be able to just see through the front gate, through the drawbridge, the salamander that you injured being taken down pretty easily by Cavan and Donovan together. So there's some disarray on that side, but they're still, generally speaking, the fire armies holding their line and pushing back the militia pretty consistently. Further on in the forest, Sora can see, you probably can't see well, but just generally that's where the lichens are fighting the gnolls that were out there. That is probably, nobody has great line of sight, but you could deduce if these gnolls are kind of like snapping out of something that was controlling them, that those gnolls might be in a more gnoll-like state than they previously were under the control of the Mark of Inagu somewhere. So Sora's up there. She has that view, sees the salamander go down, sees the general condition of the battle happening outside, and she looks around and sees a little pendant kind of thing on the ground, not on a chain, but a little kind of like stone with kind of a metal casing around it that has the symbol of Yunagu on it.
Well, that might be it.
Might be. Yes.
It's a trap.
The symbol of Unagi.
I'm going to take a wild guess. That's the thing we need to get.
So, I mean, I don't know quite what's going to happen here. So Sora looks down at this mark of Yunagu and is hesitant to grab it because it seems rather powerful and dangerous. But then probably Sindel would not hesitate when she sees it. So actually, I'm going to roll like a dexterity contest between Sindel and Sora to see what happens.
I don't know. That mom strength is.
Well, that's why it's
Mama
dexterity.
bear.
It's
Drop it.
dexterity.
Yeah, drop it.
Yes. Drop that right now.
You give me that.
Young lady.
Give me that mark of Yunoga right now.
What are you eating?
Get that out of your mouth. Drop it.
So Sindel goes for it, and that breaks Sora's like decision point, and she definitely like holds Sindel back and grabs it, and is overtaken suddenly by sort of the madness of being a gnoll, which is, I mean, the gnolls basically. What Gravely knows about gnolls really is that they are a force of nature. They are wild, and their mission is just like kill and eat everything we can. But they're not really up for a even-handed battle, so they wouldn't generally attack. If there is 20 gnolls, they would look for a band of 10 people out somewhere that they could absolutely know they could overtake and destroy everything and kill everyone. A band of 20 gnolls would avoid a town, but if they grow into 100 gnolls, they might attack a town of 30 people. They're going to attack in overwhelming numbers and kill everything.
It's a good thing there's so many of us.
So Sora grabs that, and you see all of those gnolls kind of stop and look up towards her. They all turn towards the drawbridge and start running through. They start running through out to the battlefield. And they crash into the back of the fire army and start fighting them, which will allow the militia to basically flank them. But that's really all that Sora is willing to do. So she kind of does that all in the space of just a few seconds, sends them running that direction, kind of points them and launches them, and then tosses the mark out, and it lands in the lava river.
Oh.
So gnolls are now, they probably don't actually get out that far, but they are all running. They literally, all the gnolls turn and run directly at Maya and Coach, who just sort of stand and stare at them, but then they all run past
Oh,
and
crap.
out towards
What?
the
Yeah.
What?
drawbridge.
Oh, okay.
Goodbye!
That. First, I got teleported here, and then things lit on fire, and now what is going on?
Coach, it's okay. The gnolls are leaving.
Yes, take that.
You're taking credit for it.
He wouldn't know any better.
It do some damage.
Mr. Bill, come down here. Let's figure out the door.
They all left?
He threw a wave of fire at them and they ran away. That from his perspective.
Yes, from Saeleas' perspective, he definitely destroyed the army of gnolls.
Ah, look at that.
All right,
I
so
have been waiting 11 episodes
You
to
should have-
sneak up on something and assassinate it.
you should
to
have
use the
rolled a higher
skill-
initiative.
Well, I can't help that. I was so close to assassinating something. Ugh.
I mean, you could throw something at the last one. It is
No,
your
it
turn.
doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay, so
One of his cloaks.
you're all now alone as far as you can see in the fortress. What do you want to do?
Well, that worked out well. Hey, Sindel! Hey, Sindel!
Yes.
Get down here.
Yeah.
We need you. The portal's probably on the other side, I imagine.
So, are you okay too?
Sora and Sindel head down the stairs, rush down the stairs. And they are okay. It's also, you really haven't been in the fortress very, very long, but it is extremely hot, like 100 degrees, 120 degrees. xXBloodyHeart in 3
And you
clothes
know that-
is super hot.
Maya does not wear deodorant.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
are we
not at all.
out
Not a
of
lot of clothes
initiative?
either.
Yeah.
For now, yeah. Everybody left.
They all ran away.
Okay. I would like to go back up on the stairs. Gravely's going to go back up the stairs. Also look at the battle, and I want to shoot one of the salamanders.
Gravely, where are you going?
I'll be right back.
No,
Hold on.
We need to go this way. We don't
Just
have...
1 second.
The door's this way.
All right, roll attacks.
Man, you're fast.
One of them is a 16.
Okay, so 16 will hit.
21 damage.
21 damage. So that arrow similarly gives Kevin and Donovan an advantage against the salamander, who were able to turn to that one and probably both get in enough strikes to take it down before the wave of gnolls go crashing into the fire army and start tearing into the back of them, which definitely allows the militia to flank them, but also they're going to need to back off. The fire army kind of has to turn around, fight the gnolls, fight the militia, and do their best out there. But these gnolls adding into that battle will definitely change things significantly. And Gravely... No, wait. xXBloodyHeart, if you want to do something cool,
No, they're all gone.
you can take a
I don't
turn.
wanna-
Oh no!
That's all right.
Sorry, my boy. I didn't mean to scare them off.
That's fine. Let's get inside the next.
Bravely get back down here, you done?
All right, I'm coming.
Man, that must have been really important.
It was. I was helping the fight the battle.
They're helping us. We gotta go.
I want to open the door.
So,
What'd she say?
It's barred from the other side. I don't think we can open it. We got to find another way around. Coach,
Or
can you
up.
jump?
I jumped like 2 feet off the ground.
Oh, that's
just a regular jump.
No, that wasn't
Not
it.
impressive.
Is it a
I-
wooden door?
okay.
I mean, 2 feet's pretty
spell.
good. I mean, I'm only like 5 feet tall, so.
Last time you flew over me.
I could cast it again if you can make the height.
Oh, it was
Well,
a spell.
I do again have some climbing gear we could set up. I can get up there.
Is it a wooden door?
Is anybody else really hot?
It is a wooden door. So,
Yeah.
yes, it is super hot. And
But that
Sora casts off her cloak, which hits the ground and immediately bursts into flames because it's not protected by the ring anymore.
Cool.
And she's has sort of like light leather covering over her. She basically ends up in the kind of armor, the kind of like ridiculous set of armor that like the female characters in battle games have, where like the guys are completely covered in 10 layers of steel and women somehow have like bare legs and bare midriff. That's basically what Sora is in for a good reason, because she's clearly very body positive and confident. She's super fit, a little bit intimidating for you guys to look at. And she just kind of stares at xXBloodyHeart wearing his 3 clothes like, are you going to just like pass out from whatever?
I'm fine.
You're not
Don't
gonna
worry about
last.
me.
Kid, you're sweating
worry
like
about me.
crazy.
Definitely
guys,
sweating,
it's
looking a
fine.
little bit flushed.
You smell like my childhood.
It's fine. Is there a ladder? I want
There's
to look
no
around
ladders,
for a
no
ladder.
Ladder, okay. Well,
It's a wooden door. We should be able to burn it down, but it's already very hot here, so I'm not sure what to do about this.
Wait a minute. Why don't we just try knocking?
What?
Okay.
Barred from. Oh,
Dunk, dunk, dunk. I'd like to knock on the door, just in case.
Roll a dexterity save.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Run away.
Natural 20.
Okay, so you knock, and that little magma creature turns up above you and throws down another ball of magma, but you deftly leap out of the side and then look up at him where he is up there going,
I'm gonna shoot him.
well, unfortunately, you are already up on the other battlements, and you've already used your attack for
I'ma
this
shoot him.
round. You do not shoot him. He's visible, so he pops up, drops that, and then ducks down again where you can't see him again.
Hello. That was not very
You
nice.
hear him again. He's not visible, but you hear,
That
guy's really annoying.
The next thing, next time I can see him, unless we end up in initiative before then, Saeleas would like to ready Frostbite to cast on him, but I have to be able to see him in order to be able to do that.
Frostbite is ready, locked and loaded.
I'm gonna come down the stairs.
It's really hot here.
I assume though that we're out of initiative still, despite being attacked.
Yes.
Guys, get against the wall so that
I'm
he
gonna
can't shoot at us.
have Bill, Mr. Bill, come back and see if I can send him to maybe attempt to scale the wall.
Is he? It's real hot.
But he's Fey.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that matters. But yeah, I'm not the DM.
Does
I
it
don't care.
matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
Zach, you tell me.
Bill is fine.
That's a good question.
Her cloak lit on fire when it hit the ground. But Bill, no, he's fine.
Whose team are you on? Wes?
He's got ferret feet.
But like I'm like
Favorite
we're
weasel.
connected and I'm
Favorite
wearing
feet.
the ring.
Yeah, for the sake of
Fun.
fun,
Used to fire
Alright,
your
he's a
ferret feet.
for the sake of fun, and only because we put so much setup into Bill existing, suddenly,
Immediately.
finally I'm going to.
Listen, I will
Sorry.
I will bow down to whatever you say, DM.
Yes. No, in the spirit of that, it seems that your magical protection is extending to Bill. He's not bursting into flames, but it is like a definite vertical climb. He's not a spider. He's not able to
He's like sweating and like sliding down the
climb
wall.
it straight up.
I mean, I could throw him up there.
Let's throw the weasel.
Oh, Mr. Bean!
Well, I'm very good at
gentle.
throwing things. You know, I can throw him perfectly so that as soon as he reaches the top, he just touches the little feetsies down, and he'll be fine.
I think that's a good idea.
It's a pretty big wall. I mean, it's probably pretty thick at the top.
Bill, what do you think?
Bill looks at Coach with like wide-eyed weasel.
Come here, little buddy. Come
Weasel
on.
fear, and then he looks back to Maya
to
like,
Coach.
Are you kidding me?
Come here.
Mr. Bill, it's not a terrible idea, and I promise I will summon you again if you die.
Well, that's disheartening in my abilities for the throwing of small creatures.
okay. So Bill turns back like reluctantly and kind of like weasel walks over to Coach and lets Coach pick him up, maybe by the scruff of his weasel neck.
I think I'm gonna lose a weasel right now, you guys.
Coach is going to whisper to Bill, "Get ready, little buddy." And he's going to try and ball him
You've
up as
gone
much
full
as he
crunk.
can.
Weasel, he rolls
No,
up.
So you kind of
No,
roll
he
up
needs
the
to
waist.
use his feet.
Oh, he'll
Coach?
roll up. He'll extend out.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Here we
Okay.
go.
No, you're not.
No,
One.
Hold on, we're reading spell text.
2.
As an action, I can. How tall is it up there, by the way? How tall up is it? How far up is this?
It's probably about a 30-foot.
Perfect, because as an action, I can like basically teleport him 30 feet.
And
And I
go.
That's
Roll it. He's thrown it. Roll it.
no.
Roll it. It's
Make
too
Coach
late.
feel better by teleporting him as he lets go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Coach is
Yeah.
like, whoa.
I told you I could do it.
So as an action,
Probably. Okay, hold on. Let's break this down a little bit. So I'm gonna have Coach roll an athletics
Yeah.
God.
for Bill. Actually, you can roll it with advantage because Bill
up to a
would
magic missile.
presumably take the help action
Ooh.
to. That would be
Strange love.
Here we go.
by making himself as ball-like and aerodynamic as possible. Bill's going to take the help action on the athletics roll
Alrighty.
to throw him over the 30-foot wall of fire.
11.
So Bill goes launching up there, and I mean it's a solid throw of a good 28 feet. He makes a solid roll of 28 feet and is just about to slam into that wall when Maya remembers she can teleport him 30 feet.
I forgot.
So right before he weasel splatters,
She's gonna use her action to dismiss him into the pocket dimension and then reappear him. It can be within 30 feet. So she's
30
gonna-
feet beyond wherever he is,
30 feet of me. So I'm gonna pop him right on the ledge.
and you don't need to see where he is.
Well, I can put him on the ledge. I'll see on the ledge, right?
I mean, you could put him on like the
1 foot
edge
above
wall.
the ledge. Mm-hmm. That you can see there.
Yeah.
There's a place where the little magma dude is like hidden down right there, so you can't see like the very top, but you
Yeah.
can put him on like the edge of the wall.
Yeah. Just
All right.
throw him on
Scurry
the
up.
edge of the wall.
I
So-
got a wicked curveball.
Right before he like smashes against the wall, he like pops into existence and then repops up on top of the wall. And Bill is up there, where he sees the little magma dude immediately.
Bite him.
Can't attack him because Bill can't take the attack action, but also the magma dude already took an action, so they're probably just staring at each other up there right at this moment.
But he can communicate with me telepathically because we're within 100 feet. Mm-hmm. So Mr. Bill can tell me what's up.
There's a magma dude there.
Cool.
That's what he's looking at.
What's on the other side of the wall? Can you wait?
There is a magma dude.
Well, we know that.
I don't like that guy.
Get Bill to open the gate.
There's a magma
Go, Bill,
dude
go.
up there.
But it goes on the other side and opens the gate.
Someone else should do something.
Gravely is going to walk to the right around that battlement and just see if there's any way up or any other thing.
Another 40 gnolls. No.
Oh.
Run away.
I'll be right back.
Well, I guess I'll just have to knock it down.
Wait a minute. XXBloodyHeart, what about your rings?
Oh, the hoops.
The hoops.
What did I do with the hoops?
still
Did I
have
use
the
them?
hoop.
Give one to Coach and have him throw it over the wall.
Coach, throw this over the wall.
Ah!
Oh, I have to activate it first. Dang it!
You know, I
Okay. First, roll an athletics check to throw the portal thing
Yes.
again.
I hope it rolls low.
13 plus 6, 19.
All right. So, fine. The hoop is on the other side, and xXBloodyHeart has his hoop on this side. The blue hoop, whichever one
Yeah,
it is.
Yes, we'd have the blue.
Not the orange hoop. No one
one's
goes
over there.
through the orange hoop. You go
Yeah,
through the blue first.
Yeah, the blue is the first one.
Everyone knows
All right,
that.
I want to set it down on the ground and then like tiptoe up to it and then jump in like I'm jumping into a pool.
I'm going to go immediately after you.
No, why?
All right. So, XX jumps in.
Yeah.
And presumably pops up the other side, which is going to be a super weird. That's assuming it landed. I'm just going to roll like a coin flip, basically,
Percentage.
for which side up it landed. Yeah, so it landed down. So you're going to jump through it.
It just.
But then it's gonna
Aren't
be
you supposed to go
facing down.
through there?
And
I
then
think
need
probably
to
you would
pick
like knock
up.
it up as yes. Your like feet would knock down, and you
I feel like you're
somehow on
dividing
the
by
other
zeros
side
here right now.
need to pull up that
Yes,
hoop
but
on
I
the other
wouldn't
side.
pull up the outside one because that would shred me interdimensionally.
So
I would need
basically-
to reach down.
So
and
like when he
touch
jumps in, like his feet go in like
the shallow,
a little
yeah.
tiny bit, and then he stops.
Picks it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so then I need to pick up the outer ring and lift it over me, which will,
Look
make
on-
me appear.
And on our side, we just see him go like with him like just like 2 inches, and he's
go
like,
in.
hold on a second. He reaches
Elevators.
down and he lifts up, and this ring just goes floating up, but he disappears.
No, I think we would see him like
Yeah,
look like he
he'll
pulled
get shorter and
himself
shorter.
down.
Yeah, I think he would drop through it.
Geometry.
It's like when someone pretends to be in an elevator and
Oh,
right
yeah,
behind
yeah.
the couch. That's what it would look like.
All right,
This
and then
is
Coach
weird.
Coach jumps through, probably expecting to do the whole like only his feet go in, but then totally drops through quickly
Yeah,
as
exactly.
gravity like does a 90-degree turn and he falls down sideways. And
It's breaking my brain.
probably you all go in after that,
I think Saeleas would stick his head through and be like, "Are you guys okay?"
down into the ground.
Oh,
like
yeah,
an
we're fine.
ostrich.
Come on
Okay,
through.
and then he would like crawl through.
All right. So
Can you wave it
Can
out?
you
It's
fix
okay.
it so it's right side up, and just so I can
No, just do it.
you can pick
Looking
up
down.
your
Come on
side
in.
sideways and just
I'll
like
pick up my side
walk through it.
sideways. Come on, Maya, jump through the hoop.
And poor Bill's stuck up on the.
This is degrading, but I'm doing this for Bill.
No, it's a performance.
Ooh! And then she like does a little like somersault into it and lands with her
You light the hoop on
lands
fire.
with her like arms up like a Y. Like
Probably is on
I
It
go,
probably is on fire,
I go,
actually.
ta-da!
Oh,
And then I'll just
that
go.
was very
Yay,
impressive. Oh,
Maya,
yeah.
that was so good.
We're like that.
Thank you, thank you.
What do we see on the other side?
All right, and so
Jeff.
Gravely is in. You guys are all in, and inside
Are
this
Sora
wall,
and Sindel coming with us too?
they are.
Okay.
So, yes, Sora and Sindel would probably go in before Gravely, and everybody is in there. Gravely behind. That other hoop is on the outside because you wouldn't be able to bring it with you, or
Slowly
you risk
lighting on fire.
interdimensional
It's
disaster.
fine. It's made of
Slowly melting.
So what's in the inside is this inner wall basically does cover the territory of the original battle around the portal where they had captured Sindel and you fought the original fire knolls and all that. So you're basically in that clearing, but now it's completely burned out. Now this big firewall is built up around it. So you see the portal in the exact middle of this ring, and it is still filled with flame and fire and looks like it through it. It's not just fire. It definitely looks like you can kind of like see through it a whole world. It looks like flaming buildings, all sorts of stuff in there. On either side, there are two big fire snakes. They are big, giant, fiery snakes. They look a lot like the salamanders, but more feral and animal-like. They don't look as intelligent. They look like big, scary snakes either side of the portal, kind of staring there. And on the platform there was 2 platforms in this clearing. There's one right in front of the portal where they were holding Sindel when you first encountered this area. That platform now has a big kind of gaudy stone fire throne on it, and on that is sitting Lord Charcandris, watching you kind of all tumble through this portal. So he just watched maybe the weasel appear, but definitely like the hoop fly up and land in front of him, and then all of you guys tumble through it.
What expression does he have on his face?
Just watching amusement.
Okay.
So, yeah, Lord Charcandris.
Is he petting a little fire cat or something?
No, he has in his hand a big staff with a big orange sort of ball on the end of it that looks like has fire inside of it. And he has sort of big, giant, black, and he has a crown on his head, and that crown looks to be a flame. And he is looking at all of you kind of casually sitting on his throne.
Is that also on fire?
The throne looks kind of similarly made to the stuff the whole fortress is made of. It looks like just barely cooled lava rock. Definitely looks hot and dangerous.
Well, he certainly has a theme going on.
This is your fault. All this is your fault.
I do not like you and I do not like the monarchy, but I love your costume.
Well, thank you very much, Maya. Welcome here. It's unfortunate that you will have to be destroyed because I've quite enjoyed watching all of your, shall we say, antics. Perhaps, well, no, what is there to say? I just feel like we should talk, but no, that's so typical. Let's just kill them. Go ahead, kill them.
Hunter's mark.
All right.
Rage.
Hunter's Mark and Rage deployed. That's fine. And the fire elementals step forward. Everybody roll initiative.
Woo! I think xXBloodyHeart also wants to do something.
Before we start, I would like to attempt to disguise myself as a camel.
But just because you can?
Yes.
Is it really a disguise at this point?
Yep.
Oh, hey, there's a camel here. Nothing weird about that.
Hey, that person turned into a camel.
All right, so xXBloodyHeart pops through the portal first, holds it up, Coach rolls through, and about then,
The camel.
suddenly looks like a camel for some reason, which is part of the ridiculousness that Lord Charcandris is observing.
Is it a sexy camel?
Aren't
No.
all
No,
camels?
regular camel. We don't need to objectify all camels.
This is
To Maya is what I meant.
I don't know what you think about her, but
All sorts of...
I mean, sexuality.
I rolled a 10.
Is that with your dexterity?
Hello, Knights of the Rolled Table. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for accompanying us on the journey so far. 12 episodes in. This is the final episode of kind of the first story arc that I have been DMing. And the plan from here, next week on Tuesday, we will likely be releasing, kind of taking a little break before story arcs. We recorded kind of like a debrief amongst us. So check that out next week. And then the week after that, in 2 Tuesdays, will be the debut episode of the next story arc where Chris, who plays Gravely currently, is going to be our new dungeon master, and I am going to play an actual character. Really excited about that. Check out the bonus episode for kind of an explanation of more of that plan and how it's happening. And finally, I want to talk to you today about supporting us on Patreon. Now, here's the thing. If you're listening to this live, we don't actually have a Patreon, but I realize that you might be listening to this a year in the future, or even more, or even just a few months. I'm not sure when our Patreon will start up, but when it does, I want people to know about it. And if you've listened to us this far, hopefully you might be willing to contribute a little bit to our ability to continue to make this podcast and to get access to bonus content. So check out our Patreon. I can't tell you exactly what's on it, but right now we're talking about all sorts of great ideas for bonus episodes, bonus content, player notes, playable character sheets for the characters and some of the monsters that we've encountered, and all sorts of cool stuff. So considering checking out Patreon and pledging to support the podcast there. Also, follow us on Twitter at rolledtable, or me on Twitter at MFTZACH. Definitely subscribe to the Instagram where there's a new art all the time at Knights of the Rolled Table Podcast. Follow Chris and Weston. Chris is Daily Tunes RPG on Instagram. Weston's Make My Anthem on Instagram and Twitter. Again, thank you so much for listening. I've really appreciated you joining me on this journey. Fun and sometimes harrowing for me journey as a dungeon master, and I am excited to go forward and continue to create content and to actually play, because that is a lot less stressful to record than when I DM. So see you later. Now go out and make life an adventure.
When you're doing things in the dungeon, do you want to get up and be a curmudgeon?
You've got the power. You've got the nerve. Will you go straight into the dungeon, or will you swerve?
Guitar solo. 3 guitar solos at the
Eight
same
guitars come out on stage.
We have xXBloodyHeart at the top of the order. So xXBloodyHeart disguised very loosely as a camel because everybody saw that you weren't one first. What would you like to do?
Great question. Everybody sees me.
Everybody sees a camel, that previously looked like
Okay.
you.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up the orange ring of the portal, and I want to get up close. Not too close, but at like maybe 12 feet away. And I want to try and do a ring toss with the orange side down on one of those guys.
Just out of curiosity, are you doing this with your camel mouth?
I'm going to drop the camel. I will uncamel. The illusion is done.
It's a person.
Decamel.
Yeah, initially it was slinking around with it in his
Does that
mouth.
give him an advantage because it's like surprising?
No. So that's going to be
tried.
a dexterity roll. Do you feel like you have a skill that would apply to ring toss?
I get a +3 to circus games from my carny background. My experience in a carnival. No, straight up dex then.
Okay.
But damn. That would be a 17.
Ooh. You throw it, and the ring goes, it like moves to attack it, so it like lunges its head out, and that's like it turns the snake into the perfect like pole for this ring to like spin around its body and drop all the way down. So for the moment at least,
Snake's just outside the door. Like,
the
what?
fire snake is presumably back where you guys came from.
Do I still have some movement?
Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
All right, then I want to
your
run up to it and then deactivate it.
Okay. All right. Portal off.
Portal off.
It's out there. And there you go.
One down, boyos.
That was awesome.
That was sweet. Nice job.
All right, so Sora and Sindel together are
More to
next,
come.
and Sora's going to use the distraction of XX Bloody Camel turning back into XX Bloody Heart. I should never have given you that power. That was my mistake. I apologize.
One flub. One flub of a line.
I apologize to our listening audience for accidentally saying camouflage and changing the whole course of this campaign. So Sora uses the distraction of xXBloodyHeart, doing that ring toss, to sort of sneak quietly around, some kind of behind where xXBloodyHeart went. But she's trying to keep them out of notice. So she'll use her whole movement this side to get almost as far as xXBloodyHeart is, but she's kind of coming up a little bit behind where the portal is with Sindel to try to get her in there. And that brings us to Maya.
So I had this figured out, and then that just happened. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to point my finger at Lord Charcandris, and I'm going to cast True Strike. So basically I get a brief insight into his defenses, and on my next turn I get advantage on my first attack roll against him, assuming that my concentration hasn't been broken. Also, I didn't really roll initiative for Bill, and I feel like that was like we just, messed that up, didn't we?
Poor Bill.
Well, I mean, Bill's up there in his own battle.
He's fighting the
He's
the
like
goblin
the
thing
goblin.
up there, or the mephit, or whatever that thing is.
What's his deck?
Go ahead and roll initiative for Bill, and we'll fit him in there to figure out what's going on with him.
Yay! So
The Bill
that's
situation.
13 plus 3, so 16. So he'd be going about the same time as me.
Okay.
And I would probably see if you can get near Charcandris.
All right, so we'll resolve Bill in a minute, but when you point at Charcandris, do you just want to weirdly point at him, or you want to say anything to him or take any movement?
I'm not going to take any movement. She'll point at him and be like, "You are a bad man." That's all she's...
All right, so up there, Bill. Bill is on the top of the battlements, staring down at this little creature, which is a magmin. And the magmin is very damaged by the previous magic missile, but it's going to take an attack at Bill. Let's see how it goes.
We knew how this was going to end.
All right, magmin is going to reach out at Bill and attempt to touch him. And what's Bill's AC?
That's cute that you think he has an AC.
Everybody has an
hits
AC.
is the AC.
13.
AC is it hits.
What's his
13.
cuddle level?
13 is good.
Oh,
13, really? Bill just wiggles down, and
He's a small target.
maybe between the
little.
legs of the little magmin and evades its touch.
Better actually.
Better than your AC?
Yeah, my AC is 12. Well, at the moment it's 15.
Oh,
It's a major
armor, yeah. That's good.
Well, he's wilier. Bill can't attack though. What do you? So Bill gets his turn. What do you want Bill to do?
Well,
There's not a way down from where Bill is at.
Jump.
he
but-
doesn't
You can
get
cast
an
a
attack.
spell through Bill.
Well, if I cast a spell through Bill, does that mean that I can't cast my spell?
Yeah, it's going to take your... You wouldn't be
take-
able to take your regular action. You'd have to cast through Bill.
You
But-
know what, though? Let's go. Can I retcon and do that instead? And just cast my spell through Bill rather than doing the True
Instead
Strike?
of True Strike?
Yes.
Sure.
No, it has to be a touch spell, right?
Yes.
Can I do Sword Burst through Bill?
Yes.
That's what I want to
What does
do.
that look like? Tiny weasel, swords.
So that means that the magma dude has to make a dex save.
Yeah, okay.
You can say no, Zach.
No, I'm loving it. The Magmin rolled a 2, total of 4 for
Yeah,
a
that's
dex
not
save.
enough.
Nope. So Bill the Weasel suddenly swords burst from him
Oh my
in
gosh.
every direction. 3 of them go right through the very surprised Magmin, who is already pretty injured. And that means Death Burst is going to happen. When the Magmin dies, it explodes. Fire and magma. Each
Mistakes
creature
were made.
within 10 feet must take a DC 11 dexterity throw.
Oh dear.
Roll for Bill.
Oh, poor Bill.
Still have-
Okay.
I mean, it was a good run.
I mean, I'm
Tune
proud
in
of
next week for Bill
Oh,
versus the Magman.
That's a 21.
Oh, no.
Knights of the Roll Table.
All right.
But he's got 1 hit
Hey there,
point, so
readers.
if it's even half damage,
Excelsior.
he's in trouble.
Ooh, is it half damage?
Zach wants to
Fail
kill
save.
your
On a
weasel
fail
so
save or
bad.
This
half as much
familiar
damage
is
on
in
a
a
successful
fiery
save.
fiend
Yep.
fit.
Bill.
And
Bill wiggles all around. He dodges several balls of magma, but then finally gets hit by just the burst of heat, and that takes down his 1 HP. He only has 1 HP. He has all those stats and just 1 hit point.
That's what Fight Club 5 has ordained.
All right, so
when he dies, Maya is going to let out a bit of a death squeal, and she'll just be like, "No!"
she can, of course, resummon him anytime she casts the spell, but I assume Maya has that same reaction every single time he dies. It's just as dramatic each and every time.
Why is she so upset?
She has no chill.
All right, Bill.
When Maya
Bill is
drops her
gone.
apple down.
Bill is gone, so is the Magman. He will not be raining fire. Nobody else was in his death burst radius, and that takes us to
How big is Lord Charcandris?
Lord Charcandris is he's basically, these magical lords and ladies seem to be just sort of like jumbo-sized humanoids. He's the same sort of like extra large, maybe like 10-foot tall person that Titania and Lady Aranye and Lord Metre are.
Is he right in front of the portal?
He is not right in front. He's on that other platform standing in front of his throne thing, so he's probably like 15 feet away or so from the portal.
All right. Coach is going to pull out both warhammers. He's already burst into a rage, and he's going to run at him and start to do some strikes against Charcandris.
All right, roll those.
22, and then 14 for the second.
Okay, so Coach is hitting Lord Charcandris. First hammer strike was 22 to armor class. That's a hit. Second one was, what did you say, 14? All right, those both hit. Roll your damages.
Okay. 14.
So he has resistance to bludgeoning, and one of your hammers is magical, and will ignore it, and the second one will be half.
So technically, this is both my main weapon, because I have extra attack.
Okay.
And then any like bonus action would be my secondary weapon.
Okay, that's fine. So don't worry about resistance.
The second strike is 11 damage. So 25 damage total. And then I'll go ahead and use my bonus action to attack him again with my offhand weapon. 13 on that attack.
That's a miss.
Okay, so whoosh. And that's my turn.
All right, so Coach lands those hammers, and then he realizes that he is extra hot as he runs up to Lord Charcandris.
Hot.
Roll. Actually, I will roll for the damage that occurs to you. And it will be 8 halved. So you take 4 damage just moving in close to him. It is. It's halved because of the fire resistance.
Oh, that is
so it would have been fire. But then
damage.
He looks at you condescendingly and say like, "Well, that was a very impressive opening, but that is about all I'm willing to tolerate." And he bangs his staff on the ground, and everybody within 30 feet, which is going to be definitely Coach, and XX is probably all of you, are going to... So basically that burning radiance spreads out, and I will roll this and say what everybody takes. You probably have some sort of save. Everybody roll a Constitution saving throw.
Hey.
Okay.
I don't want to.
15.
13.
20.
Maya passes.
Plus 2.
10.
Maya passes.
Oh no.
23.
Maya and Gravely pass. Probably need to do one for the girls.
I'm also casting Absorb Element as a reaction, and I take that fire damage and can get an extra d6 damage on my next turn.
Ooh, like Black Panther.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm going to cast Squeal Like a Girl.
Actually,
That's a free action.
can I do... Was that a spell?
No.
All right.
It's not a spell.
The guy's made of fire.
Hey,
So
one of these days I'm going to get to use Counterspell, okay?
Everyone who did not pass will take 15 points of fire damage, and everybody who did pass, Maya and Gravely, will take 8 points of fire damage.
Ow!
Oh, hot. So
I
hot.
don't like that.
That's it. Ow!
Sora passed but takes that damage. Sindel did not appear to be affected by it. And Charcandris laughs as he watches all of you burn and
Does he have a cool laugh or
Right.
is it like a lame laugh?
I think he laughs like Urkel.
Okay. he doesn't.
That's what I'm hearing in
Zach
my
just
head.
demonstrated a very manly, like, villain laugh.
That was Zach's natural laugh.
That was me prepping to the actual laugh. All right, so that was Charcandris' turn. He stands his ground, and that means it's the fire snake's turn. The fire snake just watched its brother disappear.
Oh, they're related?
I mean, you don't really know for sure, but the way it reacted
I think
seemed
it's a little racist.
seemed brotherly.
Like, what, you think all fire snakes, like, they're all related?
I don't. You're gonna have to ask the fire snake.
Did they look alike?
I don't
As a
even know
free
how to
action,
tell
I'd
gender.
like to ask the familial relation. Yeah, did you know him?
He nods.
Okay. Was it like family? It seemed like you were close.
Yeah, definitely. You don't know the way he nods. You don't know for sure if it was like literal family or just like we were like family.
Okay,
But they're
well, I'm being
definitely
pretty clear
close.
about
Like, I mean,
That's what I
obviously
mean.
they've served together, so...
Yeah, brothers in arms.
Well-
They're snakes, so
It's not my
no
question.
arms.
Anyway, Fire Snake gonna attack xXBloodyHeart. It's gonna make 2 attacks. It's gonna bite you, and then it's gonna whip you with its tail. So that's gonna
Dang.
be an 8. That's gonna miss with its bite,
Do-do-do-do.
and then its tail. Well, that's a 6. So not very effective on xXBloodyHeart. It does have a heated body,
I bet it
which
does.
sounds horrible, but it didn't successfully touch you, so you're cool.
Mourning is a strong dissuasion from attacking you.
Yeah, it looks pretty depressed. It's going to be Gravesley's turn, but 2 fire troops walk out through the portal at this point and sort of take stock of the battle. So now they are on the battlefield.
Oh, no.
Wait, what do you
They're
mean fire
basically-
troops?
They are. There's a lot of these similar looking guys. They seem to be sort of the standard foot soldiers of what's out there. The fire army outside was looking like them. They're sort of humanoid creatures that look like they're wearing similar types of armor to what Charcandris is wearing. And they have just entered the battlefield from the fire realm. Gravely, your turn.
I'll shoot Charcandris twice. 22. 21.
All right, there's a thing about this. Range attacks against him have disadvantage.
Well, if we count those as one roll.
Okay,
You
that's
got
the first
21.
roll, so 21.
So that'll be a hit.
11.
Well, you're not getting lower than that.
11.
Is that with your bonus?
Yeah. I
All
rolled a
right.
1.
Well, you don't have to sound depressed about it. You hit him with disadvantage. Good job. Disadvantage barely phases Gravely. So roll your damage for his. He is damaged. So roll your damage for that first hit.
15. 15.
So you fire off one arrow, and he is not ready for it, and it hits him right in the chest and sticks there between plates of armor and does 15 points of damage. You fire off that second arrow, and he casts his big staff aside and knocks it right out of the air, avoiding the second one. He will take 15 points of damage.
I would like to try to get behind something or stay my distance.
You can stay your distance. There's not very much to get behind out there.
All I'll stay far back.
You can back up a little bit and be clear of the radius that he just burned you at.
Yeah.
So, you can kind of back up to the wall to try to avoid that if he does that again. And Saeleas.
All right. Saeleas is going to cast Chromatic Orb. I'm going to use a level 3 spell. I'm going to use it as a level 3. And I'm going to cast it at... I'm going to do Cold at the Snake.
Cool.
16.
Hit. Cold hit.
And then...
Caught a cold.
I rolled that as, what I say, level 3? So, give me, so that's going to be 68.
Well, you know what? It just so happens that a fire snake is vulnerable to cold.
Oh.
So you're going to, I believe, double that up.
12d8.
Oh my gosh! You just want to do a
He's going to
calculator?
double it?
Yeah, that would be 50.
I'm assuming vulnerability is
50.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. That
50
cannot
cold
be right.
damage.
Well, it was a 3rd level spell that he just doubled. Yeah, way more fun to roll 12d8. So 50
12d8.
damage. Believe it or not, 50 damage takes this fire snake, And there's already in mourning because of its fallen brother.
Hey, that snake, Jeremy!
And just totally like ices him over. He's overtaken with cold, just seizes up and collapses. And as he collapses, he evaporates into ash. Just
He doesn't
a
yell
cloud of
out,
ash.
Jeremy!
He does. I mean, in Snake, he probably does that.
Chromatic orb!
Exactly.
I feel like Saeleas is the kind of sorcerer who would yell out the name of the spell.
Oh my god.
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning
Chromatic
bolt!
orb!
Lightning bolt!
It's like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
All right, Fire Snake is down. Those other two fire troops are on the battlefield. Lord Charcandris is taking some damage.
Saeleas is also going to back up out of that radius.
All right. All right, close to Gravely, or where do you want to go?
Sure, over by Gravely. He's a good guy.
All right, backing up to where Gravely is.
Hello!
And that brings us back to xXBloodyHeart.
Okay. All right. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to like kind of run away a little bit. I want to kind of sneak up around to kind of get behind Charcandris, Sharknado, and I want to use Charcuterie-nado. I want to pull out of my pack my vial of basic poison, and I want to lace my dagger with this poison, and that will be my action. And then I want to use anything else to kind of hide behind his big throne.
Okay, you can sneak up, hide behind his throne, dip your dagger in basic poison. Is there stats for basic poison?
Is that like the pumpkin spice latte of poison?
It is.
So basic.
So basic. Yeah, it's like an I add something
Maya
if
would have
it
extra
lands.
poison.
Yeah.
All right, you are hidden behind the throne in the radius of burniness. All right, you're hidden behind there, and the turn of you will end. So,
Great sentence.
Thanks, Yoda.
Great sentence. Put that on a new Instagram post. The turn of you will end.
I think that's just foreshadowing for your character's death.
Who's that?
No.
well, we've come to the part where Zach plays against himself because Sora and Sindel are there. The two fire troops are also there, and they watch xXBloodyHeart walk up towards the throne, which, if they follow him a little bit, Charcandris has not noticed that happen, but the fire troops do notice you walk away from them, which is a useful distraction for Sora and Sindel, who sneak up close to the throne, but let me roll some stealthiness. So Sora's able to sneak up there, but Sindel is less stealthy. She stumbles a little bit, and one of them turns around and looks at her, and Sora will wait, let me think about this. Zach's playing himself among both sides of the battle. Don't want to look up every single skill of all these people. So, yeah, okay.
This is like when you see a guy at the park playing himself at chess. And it's like, really?
Gets up, walks to their side, sits down. Next move.
All right, so Sora remains stealthy. Sindel trips a little bit. The guard turns around, looks at Sindel, and will make an attack on her. It lunges forward and attempts to attack and misses, and lunges forward a little bit while Sindel shoots off a firebolt at it and hits it for only 1 damage because it's a fire troop. Her signature fire spells are not super useful in that situation, but that distracts it enough for a bear to attack it because Sora turned into a bear.
What? See, that's the kind of animal you
Almost
can turn
like you
into.
forgot she was a
Buried
druid.
the lead.
See, camel, not effective. Bear?
That's good.
You know what though? A big enough camel.
He is a regular sized camel. We're not
40
making him a super camel.
40 camel-sized bears versus
Wait,
one
there's a bear. Where'd the bear
bear-sized
come
camel.
from?
So she roars and growls and bites into this troop and then casts him aside, which doesn't kill him but knocks him out of range and injured. Knocks him kind of far away from Sindel, who is now facing the portal right up there. And
Barely
that
touched him.
Brings us to Oh no, bear puns. Jeez.
no.
This is bad. I gotta think ahead and
Sir,
never
you have to
anything-
teach me how you do that. I could turn into an actual squirrel.
She says, focus on the objective. She probably can't say that as a bear. You see her. But you know what she's saying.
But we will talk about this.
All right, so Maya's turn.
Oh,
You try briefly to turn into a bear. Doesn't work. And what are you going to do?
I think
You're
Gray
on all
thoughts.
fours.
He's like, okay, I go back to fighting. So since she doesn't have her little buddy friend, she's just gonna go all Eldritchy Blast on Lord Crate and Barrel. And I'm gonna
okay.
do 1d20 per beam.
2 beams on crate and barrel.
Separate attacks.
Okay. So that's a 7 plus 5, so that's a 12.
Miss.
Balls. That's a 12 plus 5, that's a 17.
Hit.
Yay! So that's gonna be 7.
Eldritch Blast smacks into Lord Charcandris. Maya's turn. Are you going to stay stationary or move?
She's gonna move like a couple steps back because she learned her lesson after that last.
All right, she's keeping her distance. Coach is right up in there.
Right up in there.
Coach, what are you going to do?
3 attacks.
Take your damage from being close to
Oh,
him.
no.
So you're going to start off by taking 3 fire damage.
Okay.
And then what happens with your hammers?
Not very much. I rolled a 14, and a 10.
All right, the 14's hit.
Nope. 18 damage plus 4. 22 damage on Charcandris. Yes, that's the only person near me.
Okay.
All right, 2 more hard hits right up against him, and they are striking hard, and he is looking angry and damaged and hurt and like he's going to strike back against you. Do you have anything else for your turn? Do you want to run far away from him, or do you perhaps want to stay engaged?
If
What
I
would
run
Coach
away,
do?
he's going to slap me very, very badly.
Well, that's true. That would be attack of opportunity.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to stay there. I'm going to keep pounding away at him to try and give Sora and Sindel enough time to get through, because I don't want his attention on them. I'm your opponent, and you better not forget it.
Charcandris looks down at you and raises his staff and says,
I shall teach all of you a lesson.
and looks to strike Coach, but instead teleports to right where Gravely
man.
and Saeleas are.
Oh no!
Dang it.
What? That wasn't very. That's not very sporty.
Each of you take 6 fire damage.
Is that after the?
Yep.
Okay.
Jeez.
And then he is going to make a scorching blast. First one's at Gravely for 16.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, you are going to take 18 damage from that.
Dang.
Scorching blast.
Ouch.
Gravely.
He's gravely wounded.
So he appeared right in between you, knocks Gravely away with that scorching blast, who goes flying back a few feet, and then he's going to attack
Perhaps we can talk about this.
Saeleas for 9, 10, 13.
Oh, that would be below my mage armored armor class.
All right, so he blasts into you, which would hit, but it is absorbed by your magical mage armor.
Oh.
You can see the scorching energy push up against the armor that holds it off,
Singed my beard.
and that will bring us to Gravely.
It doesn't hit you at all?
Nope.
Wow. Mage armor.
Only gives me an extra.
Am I
AC,
am I
that's
knocked
it.
prone?
That's
Is
what it
Gravely
takes.
knocked prone?
Yes.
Oh man, can I still shoot him? But do I have disadvantage?
You could shoot him up, or you could
wait,
stand up.
People with like mirrors and stuff. I think you can shoot from.
All right, I'll stand up. I have disadvantage with ranged attacks. That's lame.
Well, he
Well,
knocked
you
you
just
back a
won't
few
get-
feet. I'll give you. He knocked you back a solid 10 feet, so you're at range.
I'll shoot him twice.
Yeah, you will.
13. Wait, is it still disadvantage?
No, not if you stand.
Okay,
but he has
but
the
I have disadvantage
distortion
because of that
field.
range thing.
Right?
Because of the.
Oh yeah.
The shimmer.
Yep. That's disadvantage.
All right, so 13. Well, no, 11. So that misses.
Both would miss.
17.
Oh yeah.
That will hit.
16.
That's good.
For single arrow.
Yeah.
That was the second arrow. So Gravely stands up and fires off one arrow, which clanks against his armor. He turns around to face you, and you hit him right in the... Where do you want to hit him?
In the nose.
The nose.
Leave my friend alone! Right up his
One of
nose.
those
Because I'm a
piercings
low
right here.
angle. Yeah. So I'm going to give him a nose piercing.
Oh, the arrow.
It goes through.
Yeah, it goes right through his nose, out the other nostril, damaging. Gross, bloody, fiery yuck pours out of his face, and he takes 16 damage, you said. And
Can I run with the rest of my movement? I know I took half my movement to stand up, but I'll run the rest of my half of 25 feet away from...
shoot him in the face, and then okay, bye!
12 and a half feet later.
Yep. There's Gravely and now Saeleas.
Oh, so he's right up on top of me right now.
He just got shot in the nose!
I'd like to not be right on top of it. So if I cast Chromatic Orb, would that be at disadvantage?
Yes, because you are in melee range.
I suppose I should probably... I'm gonna die if I do this. I should probably...
You're in a fair amount of trouble.
I should probably try to get away from him.
Unless you can attempt that,
How brave are you,
and
though?
he will get attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, don't run away because then he's going to slash you down.
Right.
If you stay, you have your mage armor and you're good to, you can hold your
doesn't-
And he
ground.
still
only
has
a
his mage
15.
armor if he runs.
That's better than...
And he only gets one attack on you as opposed to getting two.
If I...
Exactly.
But I don't have anything that can hit him otherwise. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and do Chromatic Orb, I guess, at disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm going to do it as the second level spell.
Okay.
That would be... okay, 17 is my low, but then the plus 7, so 24. That was the disadvantaged one.
Wow. Good job.
24 to hit.
All right.
And I did a second level spell, so I get... so I'm doing cold again on this guy. So that'd be 4d8. There's 3. And another 4, 7.
Oh, man.
But it's cold damage.
Cold damage does not seem to specially affect Lord Charcandris, so that was 7
Stupid
total.
Charmander. Look, Mr. Charlie Chaplin. Perhaps we could not fight.
How is Lord Charcandris looking?
Lord Charcandris looks pretty beat up and damaged in a lot of different ways. But the 2 more foot soldiers that walk in through the gate look perfectly fine. So there's now 4 on the field.
Just-
One that is bit by a bear. All right, and that takes us back to xXBloodyHeart. xXBloodyHeart is no longer near Lord Charcandris. He is in melee range, but 2 more foot soldiers, 3 foot soldiers altogether are nearby you. 4 actually foot soldiers are nearby you. 2 of them are not paying attention to you.
What the heck are you doing hiding behind there?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
What are you doing? I'm stealthing.
What? Well, yeah.
Don't call me out.
No, but there's nobody else here.
There's a ton of people here.
Nobody here.
Look right there.
Well,
The guys.
Oh, we'll go get them.
Well, I'm not going to get them now. Could I reach Charcandris?
You could run at him and reach him, yes.
Great. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to use my poison dagger and try and come up behind him. Sneak attack style.
Okay. So you can get your sneak attack without having to be hidden because there is a Saeleas within 5 feet of him. So you're just going to run up full speed, jump up on him, stab him with a dagger, roll your attack.
As he's coming up, so he's like, oh, hello, xXBloodyHeart.
You can do it.
Hey.
Okay, I'll take that.
Oh, that's a hit.
That's 22.
All right, that will hit him. XX runs up, leaps up in him, and plunges his poison dagger
Basic
into there. He is has resistance to piercing, and so roll all your damage with your sneak attack and everything, but then have it.
And then
Actually,
he needs a
sneak attack will be
DC 10 for the poison. So Constitution DC 10 for him to see if this poison goes with that.
Woo.
15.
That passes. 11.
All right, you are up there on him. You kind of like grab up, put one hand on his armor, and pull up to stab him in maybe like the shoulder in between where his armor has some vulnerability. And you said 11?
11.
All right.
With poison.
All right. Saeleas is nearby. Gravely is within melee range close by. You're going to take some damage because it's hot in your cloaks. You're probably also going to take like at least one level of exhaustion at this point.
I hydrated.
3.
Hydration.
You're going to
Very
take
important.
four
That's right.
That's our
fire
family
damage
crest.
running up and jumping on him.
4.
4. And that will bring us to Sora and Sindel, who Sora is engaged. Sora's in her bear form, taking on as many of the fire troops as she can. 2 of the fire troops are running towards Lord Charcandris to aid him. 2 are engaged with the bear. So that clears the way for Sindel to make it to the portal. And she walks up to it, kind of like looks up at it. It's way bigger than her. It's probably about a 10-foot radius circle standing there in the middle of the ring here. And she takes a deep breath and jumps into it, where she rises up and floats right in the center of it, and you see her go into full fire form the way she was when you first encountered her in the town square, and she shot a fireball at her. So her hair is lit up. It looks like just like her hair turns to fire, and her eyes are lit up with fire. Her arms spread out, and she's kind of right there floating in the middle of the portal. And as she does that, she turns towards the 2 fire foot soldiers that are fighting her mama bear and shoots out blasts of fire, and both of them are just obliterated into ash, and the ash gets immediately pulled into the portal and goes back past her. Next is Maya.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm out of my big spells, but I'll throw some Eldritch Blasts his way. Pew, 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 pew,
You can
pew.
do it.
So that's a 5, so a 10 to hit.
And miss. Eldritch Blast right past his head.
And then that's an 8, so that would make a 13 to hit.
Another Eldritch Blast right past Saeleas' head.
Oh!
Does not hit him. Kind of disturbing.
Maya says, I'm sorry, I'm really tired.
Coach's turn.
Coach is going to run up behind Lord Charcandris, and he's going to try and grab... well, are there any foot soldiers left near Sora?
There are 2 that are headed towards Lord Charcandris, which you're pretty
Dang
close
it.
to their path there.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and intercept them, and I'll try and take them out.
Okay.
So I'm going to Reckless. Yeah, so that's a 26 to hit.
So that's going to hit one of them.
Yeah,
And
this soldier.
So there's 2 are you going to hit. Just roll damage for the first one, for the first soldier,
Sure.
so we see what happens to him.
8 damage on the first one.
Okay, so you smack him as he's running towards Lord Charcandris and knock him prone. He's still up there. Looks start to scramble to his feet. Who do
Hitting
you
me.
want to hit with your second one?
14 to hit.
Okay, so you strike him once, he falls on the ground, you strike him again, and he also just evaporates into ash and
Okay.
gets sucked into the portal.
So now I'm going to do an offhand strike against the other one.
The other one kind of skids to a halt and looks at you, and go for it.
Do 23 to
That
hit.
Hit.
And then I've only rolled 1s and 2s for damage this entire time. 1s and 2s. Okay, so that's 1d8. That's 3 damage.
He takes 3 damage. Believe it
sorry.
or not, that does not take him down.
3?
3.
3.
3 damage.
With a warhammer.
With a warhammer.
From our barbarian?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
That's right.
Thanks for showing up.
Yep, so good.
He's done a lot of other cool
This is
stuff.
a glancing blow.
Only 1s and 2s on my damage.
Remember
dice.
when you jumped?
Yeah, that was so cool, you guys.
So that troop, he
Remember.
skids to a stop, looks at Coach, takes a little bit of damage, and then he's kind of like looking back and forth between Lord Charcandris and this barbarian that just hit him and took out his friend, not sure what he's going to do. And it's Lord Charcandris' turn. So Lord Charcandris first is going to reach over his shoulder and try to grab xXBloodyHeart. So roll dexterity save, xXBloodyHeart.
I rolled a 15. I did not succeed.
Okay, then I feel 10. That'd be a 10.
Okay, so he reaches over and grabs solidly 2 of your cloaks. If you were only wearing 1 cloak, you'd probably be safe. But he catches the edge of 2 of them and just like whips you around by the cloak. So basically by your neck. And
Like somebody spinning a Barbie by the hair. Got it.
so he whips you around and into Saeleas, make a dexterity save.
Oh, that's not gonna help.
Oh, this is
Am I an improvised
Save.
weapon?
Yes.
Would be
1d4.
1d4?
13.
So you, xXBloodyHeart slams into you.
Oh!
And you won't take any damage, but you're both knocked prone in a heap. And then he turns to Gravely and is going to shoot some fire at Gravely.
He
guy's a
he
jerk.
can grab him and shoot me.
Yep, but
Big
not
dude.
very well. So you are 14 to attack.
14 hits.
Oh, I guess he can. 23 halved would be 12 damage to Gravely.
Still alive.
Hey.
Oh, how's Gravely looking?
Both his arms fell
Pretty
off.
rough.
All right, so Gravely gets blasted back some more with a fiery beam of damage. All right, that takes us to Gravely.
Wipe the blood off my forehead and say, "All right, Lord Charred Canned Corn, I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot you so you can go out of this existence." And I'm gonna shoot him twice. That's 18. Oh, I have disadvantage. So 18 would be the lesser.
Ooh.
That's the first attack.
That's going to hit.
Oh, come on. And 11.
That's going to miss. So roll your damage for that first arrow.
Brutal.
Okay. Colossus Slayer, so 14 damage.
So Lord Charcandris is facing you because he just blasted you with fire, and he says, "I will rule this land. I will destroy you all, and my forces will march over the..." As he gets hit by your arrow. And
But a little girl's going to stop you. Nah, 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 nah.
and
We
he,
do not recognize the monarchy as a valid form of government.
he stumbles back, looks at Maya quizzically, looks towards the arrow that just lodged itself in his throat, and he begins to crumble into the same sort of ash that the others did. Yes! And that ash is pulled directly towards on the wind into the portal and whisked past Sindel as Lord Charcandris has been defeated.
Huzzah! We did it! There's still that one guy in the room, isn't there?
We don't need to go back there. We don't need to worry about it.
No, not the snake. I mean the other guy that only got...
There is that guy who is
Let's
going...
all
care of it.
Let's all turn and just look at him.
Yeah.
Gravely just kind of falls on his knees and collapses a bit.
I want to look at him and just say, do you want to rethink your life's choices right now?
He looks all around you, and unclear that he speaks common, but he maybe turns back towards the portal and just sort of like dives through it.
Attack of opportunity.
Okay, go for it.
I was going to hit him with some frostbite on his way out. You take it.
Let the guy go.
No.
Nope.
He doesn't deserve it.
And I'm already reckless right now, so
Roll for it.
Reckless and wild.
a 1 and a 2.
Oh,
So 2 + 9 is my.
does not hit. It
Roll.
just whisks past him as he runs away from
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Coach.
Cold down.
And he dives through right like underneath. He basically like tumbles on the ground past underneath where Sindel is floating, and the battlefield is clear. All of the enemies have been whisked through it, and as you look, as Sindel is still there in the portal, you see all around her on the ground, the black magma-ish stone starts to crumble away and turn into the same sort of ash as it did before. You also hear a big, like, banging sound on the giant doors as somebody is out there. and but the radius from the portal expands into ash and dust and continues to get pulled into the portal where Sindel is, and it continues to expand out to the walls, the first interior walls, and those start to crumble away and dust into the portal. And you see briefly, you see who was knocking on the door, which was Donovan and Cavan, as the battle outside seems to have gone well and they were coming to aid you. So they're basically knocking on the door as it like evaporates and gets pulled into the portal. The fire snake looks like they have taken it down out there, but its remains are getting dusted, and that radius, it continues to expand and expand and expand, and pretty soon the whole fortress just evaporates and is pulled into the portal. It looks like the river of lava cools, which would just make it a ring of rock. You know, to make a river of lava, you just need to heat something, really. Anything could be a river of lava if it turns out, if you think about it. Just
If you
apply heat.
believe enough.
Not water.
It's deep stuff, man.
Yeah, right. So basically, very quickly, you are all the fire troops. What remains of the few fire troops that militia and Lycans are clearing up also evaporate and are all pulled to the portal. And pretty soon, you're standing in the clearing again with just this giant fire portal in the middle of it, with Sindel still floating at it. And Sora transforms back into her human form, and she runs up to Sindel, who's still in the portal. Sindel is there. She's still in kind of her fire form, just sort of like staring blankly with her eyes filled with fire. And she says, don't be mad, okay? And Sora says, of course not. You did great. We did it. I'm so proud of you. And Sindel says, I have to go. I can't. It doesn't close from this side. And Sora starts to contemplate. Doesn't really want to like understand what she's saying. She says, "What? No. We can find a way.
Wait,
Just
no.
Come
You
back.
should come with us.
Come back. We'll find. There's another way. We can fix it. Just come back." And Sindel says, "It's okay. It's okay, Mom. I was meant to do this. I can tell. I'm from here. This is my place. I have friends here. I have people." And Sora, she's heartbroken, but she gets the gravity of the situation, and she knows she has to say goodbye. And she says, "But baby girl, you did so good. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much." And Sindel, for a minute, the fire clears out of her eyes, and it's just her. And she looks at her mom, and she says, "I love you too, Mom. I'll see you again soon." And the last remnants of ash are pulled through the portal behind her, and the fire lights up in her eyes again, and then the portal, and it winks out, and there's no more fire, and it's just a big empty circle in the middle of this clearing. And there you are. Sora collapses in a heap.
What just happened?
I am so sorry.
Kevin goes running up to Sora and comforts her.
Maya, can you
there.
open a portal with your stick?
Mr. Stick, can you help?
She'll wave the stick around and see if it does anything.
The stick radiates a healing energy, and everybody who has taken some damage can recover 10 points of healing damage, but it does not open up any sort of a...
I'm sorry, I don't know how to help. I'm so sorry.
Coach is gonna walk over to Sora and kind of put his hammers away and put his arm around her, and it's gonna kind of and he goes kind of looking her in the eyes. Sora, I know what it's like to lose somebody who's really close to you. Your daughter's amazing. You raised her right, and that's something that any parent would die for, to raise their kids right, and you did that, and you know what she can do. She's gonna be fine.
So Kevin runs up next to her. So when you arrive, they're both there, comforting each other, and you say that to both of them, and they look up at you, and Kevin puts a hand on your arm because your shoulder has
spiky
spikes on it, and says, "Thank you, thank you. You're right."
Sorry, just feels like a small hug around her leg because Gravely comes up and hugs her leg.
So one by one, you all head up there and comfort each other and hold each other and reflect on the fact that even though it doesn't exactly feel like it, you have won. You've won the battle. We skip ahead a little bit. You've made your way back. You're in the town of Respite. Things are getting patched back together. Things have been relatively peaceful. There's been no more signs of trouble. Repairs are being made to the fences and the buildings that have been damaged in the attacks, and you're starting to relax and have a sense of normalcy start to return. What do you feel like you'd be doing in those couple of days?
Maya has taken up residency actually on the back wall of the inn. She's made a large mural that's kind of like a little bit abstract, but if you look closely, you can see what looks like a girl covered in fire with like a big portal around her. And then there's like fire, but like flowers exploding out of it. That's what she's been doing.
Awesome.
Coach has been
In the nude.
Yeah,
of course.
Well, yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh boy.
Coach has been helping out with the repairs on the town because he knows quite a bit about masonry, and he's been helping to reinforce his favorite wall that he misses so much. Making sure that all the wells are working properly so that everybody's getting their proper hydration, of course. And making sure that they're pure and all that good stuff. He is also feeling the weight of needing to continue to go out and find more people to help with his mine. And he's kind of making preparations to leave.
Great.
Gravely is going to go outside of town and look for Lyra at the Abbey and just ask around and see if she's around. Kind of looks at everybody to see if she might be in incognito and
With her
disguising him with her finger bone of Saint Ignacio. And every once in a while he'll just have a conversation with somebody and be like, "Are you lying to me?"
No, I'm Greg.
Oh, all right. I'll take 10 arrows, please. So yeah, he's just kind of looking for Lyra.
You definitely talk to some of the nuns at the Abbey, and definitely they remember Lyra and have all sorts of Lyra-like stories of like the ridiculous things she tried and lies she told, and they were kind of onto her but humoring her because she's not a very good liar for how much she
He's
tells
like,
lies.
"Oh yeah, she lied to me too. It was wonderful."
But they're definitely, they're trying to they're committed to caring for her and reforming her, and are pretty upset with her for stealing their relic of Saint Ignacio. And
Saint Ignacio.
Ignacio.
and moving on, but there appears to be no signs of Lyra. You really have no idea if she might be hanging around or she might be 50 miles away by now.
Saeleas will probably go around talking to everyone in town, seeing if they have any books, so you can check them out, because he likes doing that kind of thing. Also, he's going to pour through the book that he went through all this trouble and he was out here in the first place to get, the Traveler's Guide to the Realm, and see if there's any information about portals that could possibly bring Sindel back. And then he's also going to write a letter back home and just kind of detail his adventures and send it off with a courier, and also ask them to try to dig up some books so that they're ready for him when he gets back, so he can research this some more.
You're able to find some interesting volumes, but not too much information that helps you out with the portals and such. The courier heads off, xXBloodyHeart.
A lot of sulking. Walking around at night in the moonlight.
So on one of your walks out in the moonlight, Lady Aranye appears to you. A portal to the Feywild opens up in front of you and says, XX, you look sad.
I am sad.
Are you bored?
I guess I'm bored.
You know there's always work back here. Who gave you the pretty cloak? 'Cause come
You
on
didn't give
back
me the
through.
cloak. You know, the cloak
Come on back
helped
through.
with-
I've got some fun for you over here. Things are looking up. Let me tell you, my brother is in retreat and things are good over here. There's going to be parties.
Oh, that sounds cool. Okay. Like right now?
Yeah.
Can I?
It
All
would
right.
be very cool if you just disappeared into the night, let me tell you.
That would be pretty cool. I don't know. I got to think about it. I need to sulk a little more. Hey,
Yes.
you're good at deals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where that little girl went?
Well, probably to the fire realm. I mean, that's what the portal was for. Perhaps if you came over here, we could talk to some people, figure things out, and see what we could do. Maybe there's a power vacuum there in the fire realm, and perhaps a new lady might step into it at some point. I'd need a chief enforcer to help me with that.
Is he on the portal?
Lady Aranye, are you talking to?
I'm working
to
here.
XX?
Back
I want to
No,
talk to him.
is
I don't know
that
if I
XX?
want him to come back here, okay? He was just-
xXBloodyHeart.
No, just can you tell him hi for me? It's Minotaur.
And Black Pepper.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We miss you.
We're all crowding in on the portal.
Can we please not?
You need to just get over your thing there with.
It's not a thing, okay? Don't call it a thing. It's not a thing. He's not that cute.
Okay, so Maya, Gravely, and Coach, probably around that time, Maya, Gravely, and Coach are just relaxing in the inn. Donovan's not there, just having a drink. And Kevin bursts in, looking really, really excited, and says, hey, come on, with you three. I need to show you something. Come on. And he leads
What
you
about
out.
Saeleas? And
So Saeleas is not around. He's probably off reading somewhere. And xXBloodyHeart is off sulking in the night, as far as you know. So it's just Maya, Gravely, and Coach. And he says, come on.
What's the big deal, Kevin?
all right,
What's going on? Okay,
come with me.
We're coming.
we'll
We're coming.
follow
Is
you.
kind of thing.
everything okay?
Come on. Yes,
Okay, we're going.
it's a good thing.
Okay, we go.
So he leads you out the front gates to the little grove of trees where you met Titania. You enter this little grove of trees, which is definitely a magical feeling place. It's kind of a ring of trees with a clearing inside of it that kind of obscures things from the outside. And so in that little clearing, little inner clearing, Sora and Donovan are there waiting. And Sora is standing to Donovan's right. And Donovan says, he's looking very official, and says,
For generations, the Knights of the Realm have stood as a force for good and defenders of the innocent. We owe fealty to no ruler. We seek no tribute of coin nor esteem. We pledge ourselves to the unconditional defense of the good and the innocent. And on this day, 3 knights have been nominated to join the order.
and Kevin says, looks really excited, and he's now standing to Donovan's left. Says, hey, he has to say, that's the official bit, he has to say that. But if you have any questions, now would be a great time to ask him.
Who was nominated?
So you have, in terms of, at this phrase, the Knights of the Realm, the Knights of the Realms, plural, is, it's sort of a fairy tale kind of story, almost like a conspiracy.
Like the Illuminati?
Sort of yeah, everybody kind of have stories of, you meet a lot of people in bars who have met Knights of the Realm, but it's always like a friend of mine ran into a knight who did this cool thing and rescued him in this situation. But you don't, people have broad ranges of opinions on whether these, noble knights that just show up and do cool things to fight for good are even real or not.
So does this require us to stay here? What exactly is the obligation?
Good question. Good question. One is nominated to become a Knight of the Realm because you've already been
you've already been observed by a knight of the realm to act in the fashion of the knights of the realm.
Wait, does this mean that you, Cavan, you are knight of the realm?
Maybe, you'd have to be, that might be a secret. I don't know. I can't talk about it. So I was like, shh.
Gravely, I think he's talking about us.
Well,
Donovan rolls his eyes. It's only the three of you. And
I figured he might be, but I never think anybody's talking about me.
Oh, well,
Gravely, you are wonderful. Of course they are talking about you. Why are you being so silly?
I mean, it's a very great honor, but what could we do against all the forces of evil that tread upon the realm?
You just shot that fool in his neck. You took him out by yourself, Gravely.
Oh, well, everyone helped. We did it as a team.
I don't think knights have to act.
I'm only better with you two, and friends that help out.
Gravely, I'm not going anywhere. We will do this together.
I'm not going anywhere either. Eventually, I'm going to get reinforcements for Dreadex, and I'm going to start a branch. They said they would send people any day now.
Sora says,
Well,
awkward.
I do have to go, you guys.
What?
Gosh.
Sora says, the knights of the realm, and she looks at Kevin, if they exist, are called on only to do good and defend the innocent in matters when evil rears its head and good is needed.
Well, we are already doing that.
Yeah,
It's like an on-call thing.
I don't have any trouble with that as long as I can keep, keep looking for people to help out in Ironhaven.
Okay. Well, maybe if there is an invitation, we can become these knights, and maybe someday we will find each other again.
Oh yeah, of course we will. Yeah, there's no doubt there. I'm gonna miss you guys.
We'll miss you too, but I'll know how to find you.
And Kevin says, well, so there's a bit of a catch. So in order to be inducted into the Knights of the Realm, if they exist, you have...
Keep saying that.
A candidate has to be engaged in at least 3 acts of great valor and good observed by a current Knight of the Realm. And I don't know how that could possibly be possible. And Donovan says, is there a knight here who speaks for this half-elf? And Sora...
Oh, that's me.
Sora looks at Maya and says, I watched as this half-elf Maya volunteered to search for my daughter when she was lost and rescued her with her friends from a green hag. She volunteered again to enter the Fey Wild to find and retrieve my idiot husband who had gone there for no necessary reason. And Kevin...
That's very true.
Kevin laughs.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then she says, and then she and her friends risked their very souls to return my idiot husband to me and my family. Donovan says, is there a knight here who speaks for this dwarf? And Kevin says, well, this dwarf and his friends returned with the seed of life to cure my beloved wife, looking at Sora, of her illness and save her life. This dwarf and his friends befriended a team of orcs, turning them into valuable allies instead of enemies. This dwarf and his friends defended the town of Respite in its hour of need. When they could have simply left, they charged in and saved the town. And then Sora says, is there a knight here who speaks for this orcling? And Donovan...
This orc,
thing.
Orcling, yeah, that's correct.
And Donovan says, this orcling and his friends volunteered to track a party of gnolls and retrieve the lost child Sindel from danger. Despite being a stranger to these lands, this orcling fought selflessly for the realm of Oakhart in the war against the flames. And this orcling and his friends returned to the Fey Wild and made a truce with a former enemy in the interest of the greater good. All 3 of them performed with extreme valor and played a pivotal role in the final battle to purge Lord Charcandris from this land and return peace to this realm.
Yeah, right in the nose. Oh, sorry.
He says, what's Gravely's last name? Does he have a last name? Or is it just Gravely?
He hasn't said it.
All right. So Donovan says, Maya Cherie, Coach Larch, and Gravely. Each of you has been nominated by a knight in good standing to join the sacred order of the Knights of the Realms. If you do so accept, kneel upon this ground.
Oh, do we have to use our full names?
Oh, Gravely's fine.
Oh, all right.
Gravely's fine.
All right, never mind then.
We'll never know.
Coach is going to kneel down.
Okay.
Gravy will kneel down.
So Sora kneels in front of Maya and reaches out her hand and grasps your forearm in that same sort of handshake you once saw Kevin and Donovan do.
Clasp.
And Kevin kneels in front of Coach and grasps his forearm. He's like, "Oh, that's excellent definition.
Thank you. A couple days ago, it was forearm day.
It's very excellent.
Right, forearm day. So it's perfect.
I can tell this is
Right?
nice." And Donovan,
And you're so soft. It just
I moisturize. And Donovan kneels in front of Gravely and grasps his significantly smaller,
Probably grab my whole arm.
grabs his kind of bicep.
Oh no.
And Sora looks at Maya and says, Maya Cherie, upon your word and honor, do you pledge yourself to the defense of the good and innocent people of these realms, to stand up when needed and place the well-being of others before your own at any cost?
But of course.
And Kevin looks at Coach and says, Coach Larch, upon your word and honor, do you pledge yourself to the defense of the good and innocent people of these realms, to stand up when needed and place the well-being of others before your own at any cost?
I'll stand as tall as I can.
And Donovan looks at Gravely and says, Gravely, upon your word and honor, do you pledge yourself to the defense of the good and innocent people of these realms, to stand up when needed and place the well-being of others before your own at any cost?
Of course I do.
Then the three of you, let us rise together as Knights of the Realms.
And the six of you rise up, and now you have become Knights of the Realms.
Yay! Coach, if you are leaving, can I ask you a favor?
Oh, of course, yeah.
So, you know how I always wanted to paint you?
Yes.
Well, I've already done it. But I was wondering if maybe at some point, it doesn't have to be today, but maybe sometime, if you are thinking about me while you travel, you could paint me. Well, you know, I would never want to impede on your own artistic inclinations, but it's just, you know, people, we do not continue when we are forgotten, so it will just mean that you will remember me. Please?
You know, Maya, you've taught me a lot of things. I've discovered my voice with you. Been able to, you know, we did that dance once. I never danced before. And yeah, I think I'd try my hand at some painting.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
Because we will meet again, and I cannot wait to see it.
Oh, well, I'll make sure to get a real mental image of you there.
Okay.
So, are you heading north then? Back to the mines?
No, I have to find other people. All the dwarves from there actually moved on to other mines already. So I'm looking, just like we found the orcs. I gotta find some other people to help.
If only, maybe you could find a place with a lot of dwarves.
Yeah, perhaps that'd be good. For sure.
You know, there are plenty of dwarves back in my hometown.
Where are you from?
From Emberbrook, in the realm of Marcatia.
Oh,
You should come with me. You can meet my husband. He's a dwarf. You guys will get along famously.
Oh, he's a dwarf?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's definitely do that. So you think that there's lots of like strong, willing people who could work for me, work for in the mine.
There are definitely lots of strong young men there that will work for you, and young women.
Oh,
young
perfect.
everybody.
Fantastic.
There's even some strong older people.
Oh, hey, I am. If they're strong, they know how to wheel the pick, or I can even teach them. I am there, Sally.
Saeleas.
Yep.
I can't wait to show you my library. You're gonna love the books. There's a whole section on anatomy.
Oh, anatomy.
Yes.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah, totally. 100%. Yeah, leave like muscles and like.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, let's do it. That sounds great. Totally. Saeleas, you just lead the way.
Come with me.
Good luck, boys.
Where the heck is Steve?
The scene opens in a forest. It's midday. There's birds chirping, and the wind rustles, and the ground, covered in leaves, starts to rumble. All of a sudden, millions of tiny vines start to sprout from the ground and the dirt.